club that is trying to shock this part of the world. The Maryland Terrapins trying to go 10-1 and get an outright win of the Atlantic Coast Conference. Quite a parallel between these two head coaches. Ralph Friedgen, longtime assistant coach. Well, he comes to Maryland, back to his alma mater, and he wins. And across the field, Chuck Amato. This is his school as well. 7-3 in home games. Chuck Amato played here and now is trying to make a mark of his own. Hi once again, everybody. Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried joins me, and Mike, both of these teams with monumental wins last week. Who has the bigger hangover? Who has to be more careful as far as stumbling this evening?
Well, both of them, Ron. When you take Maryland, Ralph Friedgen said he's worried about his team being content just to be co-champions, but I think they'll play. North Carolina State with a big win at FSU. I think they have the tougher hill to climb.
I'll tell you, you're going to see two running backs in this ball game tonight that are extremely important to their offenses, Perry and Robinson, that are also awfully good.
Yeah, Maryland wants to get the ball to Bruce Perry. Now he scored 10 touchdowns. They want to pitch it out to him on the option, flare him out of the backfield, get him on the perimeter. Ray Robinson, another good running back for North Carolina State, 9 touchdowns. They want to match him up with the linebacker in the passing game.
Fisher and Henderson. Remember those two names because they're two linebackers that I'm going to call their name a lot tonight because both will make a lot of tackles.
Yeah, LeVar Fisher's going to have to work tonight because he has to play the option. Dive, quarterback, pitch. E.J. Henderson with 130 tackles, 5 sacks. North Carolina State said if we don't block him, we don't win.
The weather tonight, absolutely perfect. Not a chance of rain. Cool evening. We're starting off at 60 degrees and the temperature is supposed to drop down into the 40s. Novak to kick it off. Maryland won the toss and they have diverted to the second half, so it'll be North Carolina State receiving to open the ball game, and it's Lamont Reed and Greg Golden back in a dual safety as you look at Novak about to kick it off for the Terrapins. Here's the kick, and this one's underway. Caught right at the sideline by Golden. Return at the middle. 25. Still fights his way, and he'll have it out to the 28-yard line. Third man on our telecast tonight, as usual. Let's go to the sideline. Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us, big guy?
Ron, when Ralph arrived back home in Maryland, the players' expectations and dream was just simply 6 wins and hope for a bowl. Well, tonight, 9-1, we'll talk of the Orange Bowl. He's found a player in his quarterback, Sean Hill, who is not afraid to admit, you know, we really didn't expect to win all those games. We didn't expect to come in here 9-1. Well, here we are. ACC title is the only thing that's acceptable. My play tonight is going to prove just how much we want that Orange Bowl.
Well, Ralph Friedgen comes out and he's shifting people in every direction. Now sends a man in motion, and the quick out pass goes to Dugan. That's the tight end, and North Carolina State is up to the task as Cotchery. Philip Rivers, the sophomore out of Athens, Alabama, the starter at quarterback, and the remainder of the Burger King starting lineup. Ray Robinson and Coach Jackson, Brian Peterson and Jericho Cotchery, who just caught that ball. Willie Wright, who is a very fine pass-catching tight end. We'll check the offensive line in just a moment. First running play. Robinson turns it up. 35. Puts a head down. Close to the first down. Still fights his way. And they're going to give him forward progress to the 38. That could be enough for the first down. The offensive line. Kustra on the left side. He was the right tackle last year. Fine-looking specimen. He and Chris Colbert, the most consistent players. Mike, what about the defensive front?
Good defensive front. Mike Whaley has 13 tackles for losses, which means he spends a lot of time in the offensive backfield.
They stretch it out, and it's a first down. North Carolina State with the situation of huddling very close to the line of scrimmage. And when they break the huddle, they're there in about 2 steps and ready to go. Philip Rivers, the sophomore. That's Cotchery in motion. Brian Peterson moves up on the right side, top of the screen. And Rivers throws this one knocked away, and that's the man in the middle, E.J. Henderson, the linebacker that Mike and I talked about just a moment ago, who was there to make the defensive play. The linebackers, Henderson, it all starts there. Leon Joe, very, very quick. How about the secondary?
Yeah, two good safeties, Tony Jackson and Randall Jones. So they have their work cut out for them with these NC State receivers.
It is second down. Three wide receivers to the right. Rivers from a shotgun formation. They fake the run. Rivers throws this one away, incomplete.
Biggest difference you'll see in NC State this year than last year under Norm Chow, the offensive coordinator who left and went to Southern Cal, is more two-back sets. Now this year, more one-back sets and putting Phillip Rivers in the shotgun more.
You see the numbers, 237 out of 441, 25 touchdowns and only 10 interceptions. And you see that 3 of those are school records. It is third down. They need to take the ball out to the 48-yard line. They roll it to the open side of the field again. Rivers in trouble, and he's going to go down. And it's Henderson, E.J. Henderson. So already on the opening series, knocks down a pass and then is credited with a sack of the quarterback.
All over the field, Ron. 130 tackles, 25 tackles for losses, 5 sacks. He makes things happen.
Herbert stands back to punt, waits for the snap at the 21, and it's Rich Parson who was back deep. Return on by Maryland as a driving spiral. Back to the 21. And really good coverage by the Wolfpack. 43 yards on the kick and only 6 yards on the return. So across the way, Sean Hill. Really, he made his big move back in the spring. He's out of Parsons, Kansas. What is called a very, very good decision maker. And the guys with him, Bruce Perry and James Lynch. Lynch should wear a number in the 70s. He weighs 270, but he's fullback. Gary and Williams, the wide receivers. Jeff Dugan is the tight end. Good look at Sean Hill, 6'3", 221 pounds. When Ralph Friedgen and his new staff came in and they started working in the spring, penalty now being stepped off against Maryland, and it's going to be back to the 11-yard line. But Friedgen said, this is my guy, you're my fella, let's go out and get him. They had receivers that were coming back. It was not as though these people were not on the same page. Gary, for instance, Julian Gary. And it's worked well for the Maryland Terrapins. But they can make history tonight. Dugan, the tight end, flips over to the right side. First carry by Perry. Turns it upfield. 15, still fights to the 20-yard line, and he's close to a first down. That's LeVar Fisher, who comes over to make the tackle. The offensive line for Maryland, it starts right there in the middle. Melvin Fowler Jr. C.J. Brooks, very consistent performer at left tackle. Mike, what about the down 4?
Chuck Amato told me before the game, both Corey Smith and George Anderson, defensive ends against the option, have a tough task. They need to play well.
He did pick up a first down, so 1 carry for Bruce Perry and 10 yards gained on that one. Hill puts it in the stomach again. Comes to the right side. 25 out very close to the 30-yard line. Terrence Holt making the stop for the Wolfpack. The linebackers for NC State. Well, LeVar Fisher out of Beaufort, North Carolina. He is truly outstanding. And then the secondary, the man that just made the tackle is the bell cow back there, isn't he?
He really is, Terrence Holt. And, you know, this secondary has a lot on their plate tonight with the option and the long passing game.
Second down and short. Lynch blocking. Perry carrying, and he is going to come to the 31-yard line. This may require a measurement as well. It is very close.
Yeah, talking to NC State coaches on the field before the game, they all said the same thing, Ron. They have to stop Bruce Perry. You know, stop him running the football, and he's off to a pretty good start here in this football game. Pass catching the ball in all-purpose yards, because they said if he gets his yardage, we're going to get beat.
Mark Riley checks in a tailback, and he's a big one, 6'3", 218, a senior out of Coram, New York. Two tight ends, that's Fiddler in motion, and they give it to the young man I was just talking about, Mark Riley. I'll tell you, for a big fella, now he puts a head down and is very rugged to stop. Patterson comes up out of the secondary to make the tackle.
Now, Ron, Charlie Taft is the offensive coordinator for Maryland, and he used to be the head coach at Citadel, and one year he had a 10-2 season, losing to Jim Donnan and Marshall and Youngstown State. But he's added the wishbone. We're going to see some action right here in this formation.
Double slot formation by the Maryland Terrapins. And Hill going to go long, far sideline, and it's overthrown. Brian Williams, he was a very good defensive back over there on the corner working against Jafar Williams, and he got a hand on it.
Ron, they show a formation where you expect the option, and I liked what NC State is doing with their linebackers. They're stacking the linebackers. Here's LeVar Fisher behind the other linebacker, Pollard.
Well, LeVar Fisher said with the option this week that he was going to have a lot more on his plate, a lot more things to worry about. Draw play, has 5, has 10, kicks it out across the 42-yard line, out to the 43, and he's very close to a first down before Hudson makes the tackle.
Maryland returned 17 starters from last year, so this is a team that was on the verge of winning, and Ralph Friedgen and his staff have convinced them and have given them confidence.
So it's another first down. Perry now 4 carries for a total of 30 yards. Running play, Perry brings it back into the middle. Over the 50-yard line, inside the 45, ball is loose. At the 43, who got it?
I think NC State has the football. Going into the pile.
It's on the ground, boy.
NC State football. We're going to have to call the State House to get somebody to make a decision.
Rodney, here's what Maryland does well. They are ahead plus 17 in the turnover margin. Now they fumble the football. Now North Carolina State gets the advantage. Bruce Perry fumbles. Now they got to make something happen. That's something they haven't done much this year. Turn the ball over.
Terrence Holt caused the fumble, and Julius Patterson is the man who got on it. So let's see if the Wolfpack can take advantage of an early mistake by Maryland. Phillip Rivers straight ahead with Robinson, and you could see them bring that wide receiver back around. Devontae Edwards look for that play later on this evening as they'll fake it to the man going up in the middle and hand it off on a reverse. The turnover ratio by Maryland, number 2 in the nation as far as takeaways at 32. And as Mike said, something they have not been plagued with this season, and that is putting the ball on the ground or throwing the interceptions. Quick pass goes to Robinson, turns it up, and that's going to be for short yardage. Ball is on the ground and picked up by Maryland, and that's Cox. Cox makes the recovery, and there is a flag down at the 36-yard line. E.J. Henderson has a tackle, has broken up a pass, and has caused this fumble if they indeed say that the ball did come out.
Face mask on the Wolfpack.
Face mask. Bring the return.
So it is a turnover, and Maryland gets the ball back in very good field position. We'll take a break. 8:58 remaining, opening quarter, no score. So Maryland with a turnover, but NC State returns the favor as Robinson is hit and fumbles. And again, as we mentioned, E.J. Henderson and LeVar Fisher, two really outstanding linebackers. They've already each made very big plays. Now, LeVar was shaken up in the last series, but he's back out on the field, and we'll keep an eye on him. First down and 10. The ball just inside the NC State 30. And here comes Hill down the line of scrimmage. Almost lost the football, and that's going to go for a loss of about 3 yards, and it's Corey Smith who was there defensively.
Here's the fumble, the play before, and when Maryland forces turnovers, usually they score right after the turnover. Here's just a good job by E.J. Henderson making the play on Ray Robinson.
About to go under 8 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Flag did go down against the defense, and that pass for Scooter Monroe. And they will spot him down at the 23-yard line, but I believe it's going to be defense stepped across just before the ball was snapped, and it was Wimsatt.
Yeah, I think you'll take the penalty here, Ron.
Mike, both of these teams, I talked about the parallel between the two coaches, longtime assistants, and coming back to their alma mater and doing such a good job. Both of these clubs also offensively.
Offside on the defense. 5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat second down.
They give you so much to look at when they come from the huddle to the line of scrimmage. They shift and then they motion, and it's a potpourri of the world. Get you to comment on that after this play right here. It is second down. They need to take it to the NC State 18-yard line for the first down. Hill, short drop right over the middle, got it complete, and that's Whitmer. First down for Maryland. The new line of scrimmage is at the 14-yard line. Hill comes the other way. Going to run the option. Hit hard as he gets to the 10-yard line, and he's going to be hit by Hudson and stopped right there. But again, that option, it just gives you something. I guess not a great option quarterback, but he just gives you that much more to think about.
No, but that was a keeper all the way. He was following the fullback on that play. But Ron, to answer your question about all the offense, what they're both coordinators offensively are doing right now is exploring the defense. They're giving you a lot of looks, see your adjustments, write them down, then they'll come back to them.
Sean Hill with a second down at the NC State 10-yard line. Right up the middle to go Perry, and he's going to have 3 yards, maybe 4. They're going to spot him down at the 6. Jarek Hall defensively.
Rod Gilmore and I talked Thursday night. Anytime Maryland gets inside the 10-yard line, you've got to be prepared to stop the option. Now, the reason the option's so tough down inside the goal line is because everybody, or down inside the 10, everybody's playing inside and trying to stop the power running game, and all of a sudden you run the option, seal everything inside.
When you hear the crowd coming to their feet, it's third down, and the situation is Maryland needs the 4-yard line. Short drop, quick pass right over the middle, and it's picked up. That's Patterson. Only Sean Hill to beat. Yards. And when you see the replay, you're going to say Whitmer probably should have caught the football.
I don't think there's any doubt. He's open, should have caught the football. He gets hit by Holt. Terrence Holt, number 9. The ball goes right into Julius Patterson's hands. Nice job by Sean Hill buying a little time so he could get some defensive help.
Sean Hill did an absolutely perfect job. He put the ball right where it had to be. And Whitmer, as he got hit, as Mike said, by Holt, pops it up and it's a 67-yard return. Here's Robinson, caught by the ankle. That's a nice defensive play by E.J. Henderson. If Henderson doesn't get him, he might have had another 10 yards in front of him.
Everybody's talked to us about E.J. Henderson, and you're right. That play right here, he just makes an ankle tackle, but he's everywhere. He scrapes off, and you've got to make sure you block him at all times. A great linebacker, middle linebacker.
He's a junior, injured a knee as a sophomore, but has just come on with a vengeance. He and Fisher, two of the truly outstanding linebackers in America. Here comes the blitz. Rivers steps up, drills the ball, has it complete inside the 25 to the 24 to Brian Peterson, the junior out of Clinton, North Carolina.
Talking to Chuck Amato about Philip Rivers, he said, I talked to Philip Rivers and I expected that his stats could be less this year and he'd still be a better quarterback because he lost his big go-to bomb guy, Corin Robinson. So they don't really have a guy like that this year, so everything they get, they work for him.
You know, Mike, last week, the play that they made work so well against Florida State. Over 80% of their passes were 10 yards or less. They didn't try to go downtown with the ball. They did from time to time, but majority of the stuff was either flare or get it short across the middle.
I think they changed their offense this year a little bit, and they try to get the ball in Willie Wright, the tight end's hands, and Ray Robinson most of the time.
First down. The new line of scrimmage is the Maryland 23s. You look at the numbers on Rivers last week against Florida State. Crowd is loving this one, but hoping that the Wolfpack can take advantage of this second turnover. Robinson right up the middle. He's tripped up, and guess who? Henderson again gets him to the ankle. Otherwise, there is a lot more yardage in front.
That's what you want out of a middle linebacker. You want a guy active, and you want to keep people off of him. You see he's got a good nose for the football. Makes an ankle tackle again. Almost chose the wrong Yapo and almost got sealed off.
He did. He really did. Hannon, the backup quarterback, comes into the ball game. Peterson lines up under center, takes the snap, and it's a straight run. Now, let me explain to you why you got to do it in a hurry, and I got to confuse. Hannon is the backup quarterback, 19. They will use him at wide receiver, at tailback, and also at quarterback. And then they run Brian Peterson in, number 2, the wide receiver, who was a former high school quarterback. And they'll put him under center as they did right there.
You know why? Because Philip Rivers is not going to be an option threat. So you got to stick somebody in there with great speed to run the option.
Philip Rivers, this time from a shotgun. Third down, and the line that he needs is the 13 of Maryland. About to go under 4 minutes to play, opening quarter. Rivers steps up, got a man, throws it complete. The official says complete, Maryland says no. But now they wave it off. They say incomplete to Willie Wright, the tight end.
Maryland brought the corner from the short side of the field. See him come from the top of the right here, number 6, and it threw off the route a little bit. Foxworth, the corner, and let's see if the ball.
Oh my, that's a catch.
Looks like he has it.
Kiker to attempt the field goal. It's an attempt of 33 yards from the far hash mark. Good pass, plenty of distance on this one, and the Wolfpack at home saying, hello Maryland, you may be 9-1, but we score first. 3:50 left to play, opening quarter. It's the Wolfpack 3 and Maryland nothing.
With NC State leading Maryland 3-0, early in the second quarter, the Wolfpack moved the ball deep into Terrapin territory. As we pick up the action with 10 minutes 48 seconds remaining in the half, NC State has the ball just outside the Maryland 5-yard line, facing third down and goal here on ESPN Classic.
14th play of the drive, 5:35 taken off the clock on this drive. It is third down and goal at North Carolina State.
Against FSU, they hit Robinson in the same field position on a flare route to see if they go to him.
Well, they sprint out of the huddle to the line of scrimmage. Quick snap, they get it out, and it's Peterson who drops the ball. Now Maryland thought, and it's very smart thinking on both teams' part, that could have been a pass, a backwards pass, and that they might be able to recover it.
Yeah, that's like a toss sweep, getting it out there, and you got two blockers in front of Peterson. Just raise up and throw him the football. And he had some room to get outside, maybe score if he catches that football.
Because Patrick was out there blocking for him. Meanwhile, Piker will try a 22-yard field goal. Knocks it home. 10 minutes, 40 seconds left until halftime, and they're saying officially now a 23-yard field goal. So he has one from 33 at 23. 6-0. NC State on top. Quick look-in pass in the middle screen at the 40-yard line. It's Sterling Hicks. And the little freshman will take it out to the 48-yard line. Good for 13 yards. Rendell Jones making the stop.
Safe call, and now it gets him back in position for a third down in short to medium call.
Third down. The situation, they need to take it to the 45.5-yard line to keep this drive going. Wolfpack leads it 6-0. Rivers going to have to hurry. 2 seconds. Here comes the blitz. Doesn't see it, and the ball is caught in bounds at the 41-yard line. Patrick. And I mean, Rivers got belted after he delivered the football by Thompson. Aaron Thompson was coming pell-mell after the quarterback.
He didn't see him coming. Philip Rivers may have felt him, but he got the ball off just before the hit by Thompson. Here comes Thompson, just levels him after the hit. Good catch.
Patrick now 4 catches, 47 yards. Vanderbilt, the tight end, flips from the right side over to the left. And that's Joe Gray in motion. Running play with Coach Jackson, and that play was kind of doomed from the get-go. It's almost like everybody was not sure exactly where to line up.
Mike Whaley. They tried to get the extra blocker by trading the tight end over the left side. But when you look at this ball game, this defense from Maryland's been on the field a bunch here in the first half.
Oh, they have. They really have.
And Maryland's offense really has to generate some big plays or keep the football.
Second down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Rivers gets this one complete to Cotchery. Cotchery now with 5 catches in the first half, and he's very close to another first down as Littles makes the stop.
You talked about the short passing game, and what that'll do is frustrate the defensive lineman, because all of a sudden you work hard to get to the quarterback, and he's releasing the ball on 5 steps and quick 5 to 7 to 8 yard passes, and you never get to hit him.
Third down and short. Splits very tight. Rivers the quarterback, and I'll tell you what,
I don't think he made it unless he did with that last effort.
If they gave him the last effort, the second effort, Charles Hill was there just sitting right in the hole, and this may require a measurement. Yep, he's going to have it.
I don't know if he mishandled the snap or what on that play, but
they just got penetration and shoved the center back.
Didn't have the football, but the second effort, when he was able to spin over.
They're shifting people all over the place. Looks like another jailbreak. 6-0, they lead it. Robinson goes left side, bounces off one tackler, short yardage. It's Whaley again. And we're about to go under 3 minutes left in the first half. Now, the difference in time of possession, Mike, is only about 15 and a half to 11, but majority of that has come in the second quarter because Maryland ran the ball and did such a good job of it early on in the first quarter. They were up in time of possession.
Yeah, I think that interception on about the 2-yard line that Maryland threw, they have not recovered from that yet.
Rivers directing traffic, 2 wide receivers to either side.
They got a wide open receiver here.
Rivers drills it. Did he catch it in bounds? Yes, at the 26. Cotchery, catch number 6. Foxworth is the man who made the tackle.
Yeah, Cotchery is a fine receiver with great hands. Here's what I was talking about on that last play, an open receiver. They tried to bait Hannon. They tried to bait NC State to throwing to him. Little sidearm throw here.
3rd down. They need to take it to the 21-yard line to keep this drive going. Under 2.5 minutes to play until halftime. 6-0. North Carolina State leading the number 9 team. And Rivers wants to call a timeout. So we'll take it with him. 2:26 left until intermission. Well, we're back 6-0. They have made their decision. Ball control, 37 plays to 21 in the first half. And majority of the second quarter has been in control of NC State, or them in control of the football.
One thing about running a lot of offense, sometimes you got to find what you want to hang your hat on. Maryland hasn't done that yet.
3rd down. They need to take it to the 21-yard line. Rivers swings it out, got him open. Robinson, and what a nice defensive play on a one-on-one. Making the hit is Cox, the sophomore out of Arlington, Virginia. Because Robinson was open, plenty of space to catch the ball, and then Cox came up and one-on-one smacked him.
You're right, Ron. They're going to force another field goal attempt.
Well, put an asterisk by that play right there, but because for the world it looked as though he was going to be able to get by the defensive back and take it down enough for the first down. This is going to be a 42-yard field goal attempt. It would be his career long if he hits it. Got the distance, and he's got the accuracy. Piker has been the man. 9-0. Wolfpack goes on top. We'll take a timeout.
The first half, the Terps moved the ball deep into Wolfpack territory. With 18 ticks left in the half, Maryland has the ball on the NC State 8-yard line. 2nd down and 3 here on ESPN Classic.
So time is back in. The defense of NC State comes from the near sideline. Maryland from the far sideline. The offense is on the field. 18 seconds left. They have a 2nd down, but they don't care about that.
Fade here, Ron.
To see if they look to the end zone on this 2nd down play. Got him open, back to the end zone, and he overthrew him. Carson. Oh, did he sneak by the defensive secondary? Carson was there.
Brian Williams in coverage. Now you got to throw the ball, and you got to throw it into the end zone here.
Maryland with no timeouts left.
That's why you got to throw it and make sure you're in the end zone.
Hill, pressure from the backside, gets the pass incomplete at the 5-yard line. George Anderson, number 34, was really applying backside pressure on Sean Hill.
Yeah, and Sean Hill couldn't get his arms squared to throw the football, and he wisely threw it away to get the chance to get 3.
Nick Novak, the redshirt freshman out of Charlottesville, Virginia, will attempt the field goal, and now NC State is going to call a timeout. We have 8 seconds showing on the clock. And you have to remember that their special teams are very good at blocking punts and also field goal and extra point attempts.
Terrence Holt, very good special teams player. I like the timeout. No sense taking it to the locker room. You're not going to get it back. So get an extra chance for your coach to talk to your special teams.
When we talked about the NC State special teams and their ability to block kicks, Terrence Holt with a tremendous lead against Georgia Tech and the block. And here's one by Brian Jameson in the season opener against Indiana. This has been a huge momentum changer for the Wolfpack this season. Nick Novak to attempt a 25-yard field goal attempt from the far hash mark. And he got it. 5 seconds showing on the clock, and Maryland is on the scoreboard. 9-3, the Wolfpack on top. So it's been all field goals in the first half.
Yeah, nice drive from Maryland. Sean Hill with some key passes in that drive to get at least down there to get 3 points on the board before you go in at halftime. And you can see first 4 drives on not much. Last drive 52 yards to get the field goal.
5 of 7. And the other thing that Ralph, I'm sure, has a huge asterisk by as he will go in at halftime, and that is 3 dropped passes. 1 could have been for a touchdown back in the first quarter.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be a lot of yelling. I think it's just a matter of, hey, let's go out and play our game. You know, we got things open. We got to start stopping it and getting better tackling on the Wolfpack offense in the short passing game. But I think everything's right there for Maryland to come back.
Novak prepares to kick it off, and you would look for a line drive kick here rather than the long kick to try to prevent a possible return. And he pooches it. And it's going to be caught, fair caught, in fact, at the 30-yard line. Lindsey calling for the fair catch and making the reception at the 31-yard line. Took 1 second off the clock.
Yeah, the quarterback sneak will take the next 4 seconds off.
So it's been a very interesting and entertaining first half. We thought it would be, but quite frankly, we also thought it would be a high-scoring first half. But it's been all field goals. 3 by North Carolina State and 1 by Maryland. And Philip Rivers says, hey, let's go to the locker room and regroup. Adrian Karsten, let's check with you before we go to halftime.
With the exception of that last offensive drive, a very flat, frustrating half for your team, Coach. Did they come in without the hunger that you had hoped for?
Well, we're not playing like we want this thing at all. I'm very disappointed in what we're playing. Give credit to NC State. They're doing a good job. But, the good thing is we're only 6 points behind, and I don't think we can play any poorer than what we played all year.
The drop balls, the turnovers. What do you tell your offense, especially, to get them back in this game?
Well, we got to make plays. We want to win. We've got to go out and get it. We're waiting for it to happen. It ain't going to happen. You got to go out and get it.
Coach, appreciate it. We'll see you in the second half. Ron?
All righty, so Ralph cuts to the chase and says exactly what they got to get done. 9-3 are scored at halftime. So we're back, and you might ask yourself, if you're a Maryland fan, why in the world would we burn a timeout this early in the third quarter? Folks, they only had 10 men on the field, and Mike, it goes just back to what Adrian was talking about in you. Lack of focus by Maryland tonight for some reason.
Lack of concentration. That's not a good sign to come right out and only have 10 guys go on the field right away.
Sean Hill works with a first down from his own 41-yard line. Gives it to Perry. Tries to turn the corner. Nice job defensively, Patterson. Julius Patterson was right there to turn it back inside. Made the tackle himself, but he had a lot of help from a lot of friends quickly.
Yeah, good job by the defensive front of the Wolfpack to force it outside. Julius Patterson then comes up and finishes off Bruce Perry in a tackle. Ralph doesn't look happy.
No, he doesn't. And he said to Adrian, he doesn't mince words. We've always loved that about him. He said, you know, that's as poorly as we played in a half all year. Hill zings this one complete. That's Gary, and Gary will step out of bounds just shy of the 50-yard line. Good for 7 yards. And it's going to bring up a third down, and they'll need just about 1.5 yards. Hudson with the tackle. Hudson already had 9.5 in the first half. That's a career high for him.
Ron, Sean Hill can get hot here, and Buddy Green, the defensive coordinator, NC State, says watching the tapes of all the games, his confidence just keeps growing every week. So he's 10-3 as a starter. Pretty good player.
Hill with the option comes down the line. There's your first down. Hudson there to make still another tackle. And he'll have about 2.5 yards. Only needed a yard and a half.
And he doesn't look like a fast quarterback, but he's 4'6'8". And when you talk to all the coaches that have to defend him, they say he's faster than he looks. That was a design keep the whole way.
The biggest thing that coaches say about him, both his own and the opposing coaches, good decision making.
Excellent.
Perry tries to break off the tackle. LeVar Fisher right there holding on to his ankle, making sure that he does not break the tackle and get into the secondary.
Just keep giving it to him, Ron. He will break one. You just got to keep feeding your horse the football. And he's the horse, number one.
Second down, North Carolina State doing a lot of shifting on defense late. Throws this one too high, and it could have been very dangerous. Perry's only 5'9", but there was pressure coming from Smith. And they were all over him. Corey Smith right there in the quarterback, and you can see that Perry's a little disgusted because he felt like he was open. Third down. And on the near side of the field, the NC State fans getting up, standing and cheering for the defense. Want them to respond again. Ninth play of the Maryland drive. Three-man rush for the Wolfpack. Got it complete at the 35-yard line for the first down.
That ball was thrown right to Scooter Monroe. Julius Patterson had a good break on the football, but Sean Hill put it right in a perfect place. See number 32 sitting right back here. Now he's going to break on the football right here, and he's in pretty good position. But Sean Hill leads him outside, which you have to do as a quarterback.
You throw it inside, you might get it picked off, and you also could get it knocked away incomplete. Quarterback draw, but he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, and that's Price. Price is there to make the defensive stop, and Maryland again is going to have to play with a second down and long situation rather than getting ahead of the chains.
Yeah, you'd always like to get 4 or more on first down. And again, a busted assignment for Sean Price to get in there that quickly on a draw play.
The big guy's not happy. He trails 9-3. They swing it out to Perry. Got a blocker in front. And it keeps his feet and gets knocked out of bounds.
It's going to be a back out of bounds about 33, Ron.
LeVar Fisher is the man who bumped him out of bounds in the Wolfpack with a injured player. It's going to be Maryland, I beg your pardon, Matt Murphy, the senior out of New Haven, Michigan, is the player who's shaken up.
Well, Ralph Friedgen and Charlie Taft, the offensive coordinator, giving the ball to Bruce Perry. Now he was close on that play, but they're putting the ball in his hands here in the second half. I'm sure that was the challenge that the coaches talked about to Bruce Perry at half. That said, you got to get us in a position to win this football game. We're going to get you the football. See if we can see the injury. Just there at the end. Looked like a tackle rolled over Matt Murphy.
So Murphy is up, and that's a good sign. Running off the field on his own. The numbers on Perry this half. He has run the ball 4 times for 10 yards, and they have thrown to him for 5 yards.
And they overthrew him one time, too, so they tried to get it a second time. But stay with your best.
Third down. crowd is back up. The line to make is the 25 of NC State. Right up in the middle, that's Perry. Inside the 20-yard line, and he'll have the first down as Brian Williams makes the tackle. It is a gain of 16 yards.
This is a play when you watch on tape, when you watch Maryland on tape, they like to get the ball. Bruce Perry, they're going to bring the motion man in, and what he's going to do is he's going to try to pick inside here. He's going to run a corner, and then he's going to come out of the backfield. And it's a zone coverage, so there's nobody to pick, but he's wide open in the just sitting down.
First down this time for the 19. 14th play of the drive. Pitchback comes to Perry. Blocker in front. 15, 10, first and goal Maryland at the 6-yard line. Patterson defensively, it's a gain of 13. And James Lynch, the big fullback, who weighs about 270 pounds, number 5, was out playing search and destroy.
Yeah, speed option where the fullback has the first man outside that shows up. And that's the block you're talking about right here, Ron, which is a good block by Lynch.
Perry, right side, hit at the line of scrimmage. He'll fight forward for a yard. Burnett is there, one of the first ones to make the hit, along with Hudson. Second down and goal, Maryland. Hill sets deep in the pocket, pressure on him, drills it for the end zone. Touchdown, Maryland, it's Gary. Julian Gary got by Corey Smith, who was applying pressure on the quarterback. Smith got out of the pocket, or Hill, I should say. Got away from him and drilled it for the touchdown.
Same play, Ron, on the bunch set where you get the corner route, you get the in route, and you get Perry out in the flat. And they made the right decision to go to Gary.
Bernard is the holder. He's the punter. Novak attempting the extra point to try to make this a 1-point Terrapin lead. Gets a good pass. The kick is right downtown. And we'll take a timeout with 8:51 left to play in the third quarter. Our new score, Maryland 10, North Carolina State 9. 10-9 our score. Second down and 11 for the Wolfpack. Robinson gets redirected from the right side to the left side of his quarterback. Rivers zips this one complete to Cotchery. Still finding his way, and he's going to take it to the 44-yard line. Mike, I know that you share in this thought right here. Our best wishes going out tonight to our friend Ed Leimbach, watching tonight from his hospital bed in Hagerstown, Maryland. He is a very big Terrapin fan. His son is on this crew and is a favorite of all of ours, and we say get well soon, Ed.
Wish him the best.
About to go under 5 minutes left to play, third quarter of Carter Finley Stadium, Raleigh, North Carolina. Wolfpack trying to put a hurt on the drive to the championship by the Maryland Terrapins. Pressure from the outside. This pass caught at the 45-yard line by Cotchery. Tries to break the tackle. There's a flag down back at the 43-yard line, but a big gainer. And now let's see who the marker is against.
I think it's going to be on Maryland for pass interference on another receiver that didn't make the catch, or a personal foul. There's contact when the ball was in the air.
Right you are, Mike.
See if we can pick it up, the contact right here.
Yeah.
While the ball's in the air.
Cotchery, 8 catches, 97 yards in this ball game tonight. Only a sophomore out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Been a favorite receiver of the Alabama quarterback, Phillip Rivers. I think they got something going.
It has worked really well tonight. This pass interferes. Hicks, the intended receiver, and Denard Wilson.
They're going to say Denard had his left arm on the back of Sterling Hicks, holding. On the outside, number 13. Yep, he stretched the jersey in front of the official. Ralph doesn't agree, but it was a good call.
Showed the penalty, moves it to the 15.5-yard line. And here's where the Maryland defense has got to stand tall.
And they've been tough in here all night.
Well, they forced it has not been a touchdown scored by NC State. Little risky. Robinson will take it to the 10-yard line. We're going to have to go back and look at this one. Did they leave it on the ground, Mike?
No, he put it between his legs. Philip Rivers, but East Carolina ran this play successfully Thursday night, so Maryland stayed at home. He just reaches it in, gives it to him. But see, everybody stays home. Becomes a pillow fight in there, in a phone booth.
E.J. Henderson making the tackle for the Terps. Second down. They need about 5. Rivers. Almost picked off by Rendell Jones. Oh, boy. He's going to, all the way back home tonight, think about what could have been, because he could have reversed the tables. NC State had the huge interception when Maryland was about to score. He could have done the same thing.
Well, they're trying to get the ball to Brian Peterson. Randall Jones shut him off, but Randall Jones probably saying, you threw it too hard, Philip, or I could have held on to it.
That's out of Frederick, Maryland. It is third down. Incomplete. Cox with the cover. Sterling Hicks was the man that they wanted, and the field goal unit comes on again.
Yeah, another win for the defense of Maryland, but Cox got turned around, is able to get back and locate the football and make sure Sterling Hicks doesn't make this catch.
That's really a good athletic move, because you're right, he was looking over one shoulder, had to turn back to the other.
He was spinning.
Field goal attempt from the near hash mark, 27 yards. And Packard perfect, 4 of 4. NC State goes back on top with 3 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter. We go to break with the Wolfpack on top by 2, 12-10. On second down, Perry. Short yardage. He'll take it to the 35-yard line. Patterson and LeVar Fisher combining on the stop. Now you talk about big plays in the ball game as far as momentum. Terps need something right here.
Yeah, they really do. And the Wolfpack defense, Buddy Green has come up big every series except one.
They need to take the ball to the 40-yard line. Hill sets deep, got his man perfectly thrown. I mean, that's well executed to Scooter Monroe. In stride, just put it right in his breadbasket. Hudson makes the tackle, but Maryland will move the chains.
Now Marcus Hudson, the freshman corner, is going to be on Scooter Monroe, but it's a double dig route where both receivers are going inside.
Murphy, the tight end. Option play. Perry. Not much there. Wolfpack very well schooled against the option. Wimsatt making the stop on that play.
Yeah, you're right. Buddy Green, again, talking about the defensive coordinator. Long-time coordinator here, and then he became the head coach at Chattanooga and came back when Chuck Amato got the job. Very sound defensive coach and sound against the option tonight.
Clock runs, and we're now under 12 minutes left in our ball game. Number 9 Maryland trailing by 2 to North Carolina State. Got this one complete. Missed tackle. Williams breaks another tackle, and it'll be a first down for Maryland inside the 45-yard line of the Wolfpack. It is good for 15 yards.
A lot of times when we see games late in the year, you see a lot of missed tackles because a lot of teams will stop coaching tackling and the fundamentals. They become more group and more team oriented. But both these teams work very hard on fundamentals late in the season. But there's a lot of missed tackles.
That was LeVar Fisher who missed that one, as you could see on the replay. On first down, Perry tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Nice job by Bryant. Adrian Karsten, let's check with you.
Well, as far as fundamentals are concerned, as Coach is talking about, I think NC State has played with more emotion now, but here's where Coach Amato hopes the muscle takes over. A guy who loves to lift weights himself, obviously. This week, early in the week, Sunday and Tuesday, he had this defensive line lift harder, upper body, shocking the body, hope that they will recover. Now, late in the week and late in the game, their upper body strength controls the offensive line of Maryland.
Okay, Adrian, good to hear your voice. Down the sideline, got him open. Gary out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. It is a first down and 10 for Maryland. 13 yards on the play, and all of a sudden again that offense is clicking. It happened on the opening series of the half, and now on his first series of the second.
Do you remember Maryland throwing that corner route and the receiver dropping it? He was wide open. We talked about it. They came right back to Gary and worked on Hudson.
So, as I said, they moved it to begin the third quarter. Now they move it to begin the fourth quarter. Hill with the option. He's going to keep this one. Has 5, has 10, and it will be, let's see now, well, from where they have spotted him, they're going to say his knee touchdown at the 10-yard line, so he'll be a yard short. It'll be a gain of 9. Holt and Fisher on the stop. We haven't called Holt's name very much in the second half.
What makes the option so tough is you got to stop Perry. So you got to have somebody on the pitch, man, and all of a sudden the defensive player on the quarterback falls down, and the quarterback gains 10 yards.
Audible called by Sean Hill. You could see James Lynch turn and say something to Perry, his tailback. Perry behind the blocking of that big fullback is going to go inside the 7 to the 6. Terrence Holt down at the bottom of the pile.
George Anderson making stop for the Wolfpack.
Another nice drive by Maryland. North Carolina State needs to stiffen right here. Make it a game of field goals.
10th play of the drive. Option play. Hill's going to keep it, and he will score. Matt Crawford, number 78, with a paving block. The big junior out of Moravia, New York.
Got to go for 2 here too, Ron. 16-12, only down 4 or ahead 4. Design play here. They seal everything inside. They're so good with the option inside the 10-yard line. Sean Hill scored many touchdowns on that play this year.
So with a 4-point lead, they will go for 2. Hill rolls the pocket. They flood to the right. Pressure is on. Throws this one into attack, and it goes incomplete. That was Hall, Jarek Hall. He was coming after the quarterback.
Yeah, that play was a bust from the time it was snapped.
So we'll take a timeout. 9:32 remaining in our ball game, and our new score: Maryland 16, North Carolina State 12. 16-12, Maryland has retaken the lead, and we'll show you one of the reasons. The young man who's on the phone, Mike, first half, second.
Yeah, he's been very comfortable in the second half, and talking to Charlie Taft, the offensive coordinator, I said, when you guys got there, did you really think Shaun Hill could do it? And he said, I wasn't sure. He said, I wasn't sure whether he could run the option that we needed, throw the passing game, but he said he's just caught fire, and he really works hard at it.
Novak to kick it off. And this one is returnable. It's going to come down at the 6 to Golden. Golden tries to bounce it to the outside and is not going to be able to. Our situation, Maryland had taken the lead. They lost it again. They've gone back on top, 16 to 12. Quick screen, hold traffic by Peterson. Boy, Mike, there were a lot of opposing jerseys around that play where the pass was thrown.
Yeah, Rod Littles has had a good fourth quarter. He really was right there. I mean, he makes the best play on Brian Peterson you could actually do on this play. Watch number 33. They throw the quick screen out here, and here he is tied up right here with a blocker, and he gets a hold of that ankle and says, make a wish.
If you can look, Cotchery's looking around with his palms toward the sky saying, I did everything I could do it. Couldn't keep him out of the play. Rivers under pressure. Heaves this one long, and on the comeback, got it. Peterson. Peterson was being double covered, and Mikey circled back and came back to help his quarterback.
And that's what you have to do as a wide receiver. Philip Rivers bought time.
Bernard Wilson has had problems with a hamstring, and you can see he tried to run off the field and grabbed the hamstring. He's down.
Philip Rivers just with a nice job. No pressure. He strings it out. Now the receiver, Brian Peterson, comes back to his quarterback for the completion.
I'd love to find out that it's a cramp, but with the problems that he's had with the hamstring.
And we'll see Foxworth now, the true freshman, number 6 at the corner spot.
Injured Maryland player is Bernard Wilson.
That's an injury that is terribly debilitating, and there's not a heck of a lot you can do but give it rest. So as Mike suggested, Dominique Foxworth, the true freshman at Randallstown, Maryland, number 6, will come into the lineup.
He's trying to get off the field there. He's saying he's hurt.
Yep. This is when I saw him, and he'll just go down here. He can't put any weight on it. 1st and 10, NC State. Rivers got it complete at the 40-yard line. That's Troy Graham, the sophomore out of Miami, and it's good for 12 yards.
We've seen 2 good quarterbacks tonight. Philip Rivers is in complete control of his offense, like Shaun Hill is for the Terrapins. Philip Rivers doesn't make many mistakes. Good strong arm. He can get the short post in there.
Clock runs. We're now under 8 minutes left to play in the ball game. It's Cotchery in motion, and Rivers steps up, throws it to him. Cotchery, boy, in double figures now on receptions tonight. It'll be another North Carolina State first down.
Now these 2 players from Alabama, Cotchery and Rivers, have it down tonight. They got a feel for this game. Philip Rivers going to move, slide to the right, little sidearm throw to Cotchery in front of Tony Jackson.
10 catches, 119 yards. Look at that first career 100-plus game for him. Blitz right up the middle. Rivers throws it, hot route, complete at the 20-yard line to Willie Wright, the tight end. Jackson will make the tackle.
Willie Wright, Ron, has soft hands, and on this catch he shows you why young receivers need to look the ball in. Watch him make this catch. Watch his eyes on that football right there, and he brings it in. Just a great catch, concentration.
Got it down to play with here. It's 2nd down and about 1.5 yards, but they give it to Robinson and want to go ahead and pick it up, and you can see behind the blocking up front of that offensive line. Derek Green, the center, number 73, was helping lead. Jackson makes the tackle. They're calling a timeout. We'll see what the kind of measurement or what kind of spot that he got. Do you think he made it? Ralph Friedgen takes a glance up at the clock. It looks like you're going to be a little short. I learned finally what you.
Oh yeah, now I was looking out on the field. I see what you're talking about.
Net return there, Mike. Because
a little short. You're right.
Look at the right monitor.
Yeah, Philip Rivers. Most of his completions tonight have been in this 15-yard range. You can see 16 pass completions, and then you take the 5 passes, these flares and quick screens behind the line of scrimmage. So they haven't challenged Maryland deep. They haven't had to.
Whistled back in. Quarterback sneak. Rivers is going to have the first down, it would appear.
And what Chuck Amato would like to do is use a lot of clock right here and punch us in for a touchdown. But they haven't been good inside the 20.
Well, they got to score their first touchdown of the night. They have not been able to score a touchdown. They're going to have one here because the field goal would only draw them to within 1. Rivers, quick over the middle. Willie Wright, the tight end, inside the 10. He's down to the 8. Foxworth defensively. And here's where I think they might try to go back toward Foxworth's direction again.
Keep working on him. Find out if the freshman's going to be up for the challenge. Move the tight end out there. Good catch. They're going to put him on him again.
They dropped in the end zone, just threw it away. Coach Jackson was the man who was closest to it, but I think Rivers just did a very smart thing. There's no sense in taking a chance down here.
He was trying to go to right against Foxworth, but Foxworth was up for the challenge. Now 3rd down again for the Pack.
Now they bring in 2 tight ends. Willie Wright will lead, and let's see what this brings as far as the formation.
They may say to Ray Robinson, you got to pick up 2.
3rd down. The line to make is the 6. And they give it to Robinson. Cuts it up into the hole. Boy, he's close, but I don't know. He didn't make it.
Now you got a call. 5:27 on the clock.
Give it to Robinson again?
I think I would. You'd like to find out how much short you are. This is why coaches get a lot of money. Make this call.
Well, speaking of that, we need to get a lot of money because of that call. Timeout. 5:21 left. 16-12. 16-12. Maryland leads it. They break the huddle. This has been the situation for the Wolfpack tonight. All of these drives resulting in field goals. 4th down. They need about 1.5 yards for the first down. Rivers throws it complete at the 1-yard line. Willie Wright, 1st and goal, NC State.
He's got the best hands you'd ever want to see.
Well, his head coach, as I told you earlier in the ballgame, said he's the best on a tight end that he has seen.
He just looks the ball in, runs a hairpin route, and he breaks away from the linebacker and makes that catch. E.J. Henderson on coverage.
1st and goal. 12th play of the drive. Rivers with the man in motion. Turns, hands it, gives it to Robinson, and what a defensive stop by the Maryland Terrapins. E.J. Henderson, he's the guy you know you got to look for. That's a loss of 4 yards.
What a big play by E.J. Henderson. You talk about great players coming up at the right time. He got penetration, Ron. That's what Maryland wanted there. 10th tackle for
10th tackle
E.J.
for him and 3 for losses. Good heavens, what a big one. That might have been a $12 million play for the Maryland Terps.
Here's Willie Wright, number 80. They've got quarterback draw here, too.
Quick pass, gets it out to Cotchery, turns the corner, can't get it in. Jackson is there to collar him, and Cotchery is shaken up.
Well, Tony Jackson accelerated to catch Cotchery. That was a great play call by Marty Galbraith, the offensive coordinator. Looked like it was going to score. And just a great job right here. Tony Jackson to make that tackle.
3rd and 2, 30 goal.
3rd down, goal to go. Rivers, play action, rolls it, still rolling, and throws it, touchdown, NC State. Patrick Jackson. Kiker with the extra point attempt. He's got it. So with 3 minutes, 59 seconds left to play in our ball game, 19-16 for the home team. And normally when you roll this far, the sideline becomes the 12th defender. But deep in the corner, he finds the open receiver, Jackson. Well, as you might imagine, this place is rocking and rolling. There are a lot of bowl representatives here. Now, the reason I said a $12 million play a while ago, you brought it up during the timeout. That's what a BCS team gets to go to one of these games like the Orange Bowl.
I think that guy wearing that orange blazer is happy right now. Unhappy.
I don't think he would be happy, Mike.
Here's the touchdown. Phillip Rivers, you got to give him so much credit. He just hangs in here. Contre Jackson, the fullback's going to get tied up right here. He's getting tied up right here with the linebacker Moore. But the more time Phillip Rivers buys, Jackson gets loose and makes the catch. A great play by a young quarterback.
Boy, the defender, as you said, he had him all hung up and then let him go. Hill, play action. Runs out of harm's way. Going to slide at the 25-yard line. Williams is the man that was coming up to make the hit on him.
Maryland was good just before halftime in the 2-minute offense. Now they're in that same situation, needing a field goal to tie.
Clock runs, 3:17, 3:16. Hill, short drop, and he threw that one behind the receiver, Parson. We've seen Parson a lot tonight, more than usual, but he's one receiver that's been able to hold on to the football. But he couldn't on that one because it was too far behind him.
And the crowd is going to be a factor in this 3rd down play.
The situation, 3rd down. Maryland needs the 29-yard line. That's 4 yards away. Will this young man get an opportunity to come on? Oh, he's got him open. Throws it complete to Murphy, the tight end on the near sideline. Good play calling And he had the defenders going the wrong way. It's a gain of 10 and it's first down, and that silences the crowd for the moment with 3:04 to play.
The Bull Scouts is watching, knowing that their fate is being decided right now. Gary Stokan there from the Peach Bowl. They're all saying, hey, you know, they're all getting along right now, but they're hoping something different happens for each of them.
Hill in play action, deep over the middle. Got a man at the 35-yard line. It's Carson at the 10, at the 5, and he's tackled. He lost the ball in the end zone. It's a touchback. Mike, I want to see a replay. Unless it was coming out, I thought he was down. Fisher's the man who came up with the football. Almost looked like he threw the ball down. Was he trying to celebrate? Did he think he was in the end zone or what?
Here's the pass play to Parsons. We'll see what happens at the end. Great hustle.
Well, it just came out.
A fumble.
It did come out. It was a fumble right there. That was Lamont Reed who grabbed his arm away, and Fisher made the recovery. Robinson with a short gain.
Defensive coaches always preach, you never give up on the play. Now look at North Carolina State's defensive backs working to catch him and to make that play. That play by Lamont Reed may be the biggest play in this school this year. What an effort to get back to make that tackle. You never know, Ron. That's why you play the play till the end.
And watch as his arm gets jerked right here.
Didn't have the point covered. Point of the football. And that's why it came out.
I mean, 18 inches away from taking over the lead with less than 3 minutes to play, and they turn it over.
Well, the Tennessee Titans will tell you about that being that close to the goal line, the feeling. Maryland with one timeout left.
Well, as you can see what happened, Hill went across and made contact.
Prior to the snap, offside on the defense, 5 yards, still second down.
Well, coming up after the game, Sports Center with John Anderson and Carl Ravitch. The Hurricanes crush the Orange. Rockman against Lewis, round-by-round update. And Nets and the Sixers for the Eastern Conference supremacy. Plus, for extended post-game coverage from here in Raleigh, turn over to ESPN News immediately following this ball game. Robinson trying to protect that football. Whaley will corner him, and the situation is it's going to be third down and long. And Maryland stands to get this football back with still lots of time left on the clock.
Yeah, and a penalty, a 5-yard penalty where they just jumped offside. So
we'll take the timeout with them. 2 minutes, 36 seconds remaining. We'll be right back. Lamont Reed on the sideline, one of those right in the middle of that very big defensive play as they ran down Parson and caused him to cough up the ball on like the half-yard line. NC State recovers it in the end zone for the touchback. They come with the reverse, and this is Edwards. And Edwards, as a flag comes down, is going to be stopped just shy of the 25-yard line by Foxworth.
Turn it down, Ron. You want the football back. You don't want to exchange any more time.
If he was in bounds, his knee hit up.
That early, only 10 men on the field by Maryland
Cost him a timeout.
could cost him a timeout.
Holding on the offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Mike, that could come back to haunt them as well.
But they still have enough time now.
Yeah.
2:27. I think when they took it over in the first half, they had 1:20. And they moved down the football field and got a field goal. So
guess who's back deep? He's been doing it. It's Parson. And he gets an opportunity to right himself, as you see on the sideline, the long snapper working with the holder, making sure that they have their act down in case they get a chance to tie this ball game. Wobbly spiral. Parson on the run, gathers it at the 38. And he's going to be hit immediately. That is really good special team coverage. 38 on the kick and only 1 on the return, and it's Troy Graham who was downfield.
well, you talk about that play, and I commend Lamont Reed. I don't blame Parson. Lamont Reed just would not give up and made that tackle, and that's the biggest play, maybe the biggest play in the Atlantic Coast Conference this year.
Up the far sideline, had been forced out of bounds. But when you turn and come right back in, that's legal. But pass was overthrown, and Hill did the smart thing. He just got rid of it.
Sean Hill, 10-3 as a starting quarterback.
Nick Novak, meanwhile, on the sideline, a redshirt freshman out of Charlottesville, continues to warm that leg up. Career long, as you can see, 51 yards. Got him coming over the middle. Has it complete, short yardage to Jafar Williams. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
LeVar Fisher on that tackle. And we talked about E.J. being
Henderson
coming up big on one side. LeVar Fisher coming up big on the other side.
Got a man out here in the flat, and Perry drops the ball. Perry had a short first down. Unofficially, that's like 5 drop passes by the Terps tonight.
2 offensive linemen for Maryland are down.
Crawford is 1, and it looks as though Lamar Bryant, the entire right side of the offensive line, those 2 guys are down on 1 play.
Both of them on the right side, pass protecting. Both collide.
You see Crawford got stepped on by the defensive lineman that was being blocked by Bryant.
Well, a big drop by Bruce Perry. Sean Hill did a good job of coming back to Bruce Perry. His receiver, his #1 receiver, was covered. He was looking for the option route, tight end.
Sandy Worth, who has been the trainer at Maryland for 28 years, has been very busy tonight, and she's moving from one player to another on this one.
You talk about this football game. Sean Hill has not had the benefit of receivers holding on to the football. And it drops very catchable footballs. And that was the last one that would have been a first down.
4th down. Does the whole season hinge on this play right here?
You figure, Ron, that new right guard and right tackle, so Corey Smith
They need to take it to the 49-yard line. Pressure from the right side. Got it complete, and that's enough for the first down at the 47-yard line of NC State.
You figure new linemen coming into the ball game may make a mistake on the right side.
Watch Price.
And they do make a mistake. But Sean Price gets right through. He's right through to make the play, but Sean Hill stayed right in there.
Sean Hill could see him. He could feel the pressure, and you got to admire his cool. Stayed in the pocket and delivered the completion. Hill runs up, has this one complete, deep over the middle down at the 33-yard line to Gary. And that will move the chains as well. 1:37 left. Good for 14 on the play.
A lot of time. Again, Sean Price run again,
yes.
Getting pressure on that side. But Sean Hill, smart, moved up and slid to the right. 90
seconds left in the ball game. Hill out in the flat, overthrows this one, looking for the tight end Murphy. And that'll stop the clock with 1:27 remaining. 19 North Carolina State, 16 Maryland. If Maryland wins it, it is an outright ACC championship. They would head to the BCS and probably the Orange Bowl.
Talked about Sean Price. He looks a little tired.
Well, he's been working hard, and he has been 100% on every play. Here he comes again. Pressure on the quarterback. And the ball is caught by Perry. What an acrobatic effort by him at the 24. 11 yards in the play.
Yeah,
sorry.
Big players make big plays. He had to catch that one.
So they moved the chains again, and he got out of bounds, which stops the clock with 1:20. And I'm telling you, watch Hill. He's really paying for it, isn't he?
Price is just on top of him every play. Sean Price right here.
Hill gonna run it. Best decision to make. Good job by the secondary. They had him covered. Chapman will step up and make the tackle. Now they got to hurry. No timeouts. Clock at 1:06, 1:05. Back to the line of scrimmage from a shotgun. And we go under 1 minute to play. Maryland with a second down. Got him at the 8-yard line. First down and goal. It's Gary.
Curl route. You can't say enough of both these quarterbacks tonight. Phillip Rivers on one side, Sean Hill on the other side, answering each other in the second half.
Sean Locklear hustling on the field. I don't know. They didn't get the 11th or 12th player off, but they throw for the end zone. And it is touchdown, Gary. The flag that is down is going to be for 12 men on the field as they were trying to rush that defender off. They got Locklear on late.
Illegal substitution on the defense. Player was not off the field. Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Maryland, with 41 seconds left on the clock. Novak with the extra point attempt, and he's got it. That makes it a 4-point ball game with 41 seconds left.
Sean Hill, very confident quarterback, senior quarterback. And this is a young football team, only 3 seniors on offense. Of course, Sean Hill, the trigger man, will be gone, but very calm and cool, looking over the field, and finds Gary right inside the goal line for the touchdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please refrain from throwing
Pretty good
anything.
speed on that football in front of Terrence Holt and Marcus Hudson.
Mike, you made the statement just a moment ago, and it's not over. Rivers still has 41 seconds, but look at the night these two quarterbacks have had.
Yeah, they have really performed well.
both 27-41, 295 for Hill, 275 for Rivers.
And Philip Rivers still has one timeout to work with.
And you think he feels a little better? I mean, that's one of the most
with 41 seconds to go, he does. He would like those to tick off, but
when you talk about a bam play. I mean, he's at the half-yard line when he loses the football.
And Lamont Reed, I'm going to tell you again, he's a great play.
Coming up next, Sports Center, John Anderson, Carl Ravitch standing by. 41 ticks to get off the clock. 23 for Maryland, 19 for North Carolina State. Reed and Robinson, the two deep men, but this is going to be a pooch kick to the right side. Fair catch is called for and is made at the 25-yard line.
Good, smart move.
Look at Parson. He's hugging everybody over there. Bless his heart.
He won't hug Ralph Reed. You know, he's staying away from him.
I have a feeling that if Ralph...
Thank you.
That's Ralph wins this one. I think he will hug. Well, Gary has had a huge game tonight also. Cotchery and Gary have been really big guys in the great passing by both quarterbacks.
I don't count this guy out either, Philip Rivers.
Throws this one away. Whaley with the continued pressure on the quarterback. Whaley for Maryland has been doing...
It's been a well-played game, Ron. Both teams well coached. And two quarterbacks that we're going to hear more about.
Whaley has 11 tackles in this ball game tonight. 33 seconds left. Rivers going to go long. Throws it into coverage, intercepted. Jackson. And now some oranges start to come down on the field from the student section from Maryland. They are asking, please don't throw anything on the field, but I have a feeling that will go in vain as far as what they're attempting to get them to stop doing there. .24 seconds is what Maryland has to get off of the clock, and they will turn this season into something that absolutely nobody thought could happen. Maybe somebody else to knock off the Florida State Seminoles, but not the Maryland Terps.
And then NC State with a good season too. 3 straight coming into this game. Played hard. Both these teams fought their hearts out.
Onto the field. Thank you. That's the end of the game. The final score, Maryland at 23.
So Ralph Friedgen enjoyed the bath because he guided his team coming back to his alma mater in his very first season to the ACC Championship and what probably will be a trip to the Orange Bowl. And Adrian, let's go down to you.
Congratulations to Ralph Friedgen on a beautiful job of coaching, not only this season, but obviously tonight. 2 drives when you need it. 2-minute offense, end of the first half and end of the game.
Well, you know, it seemed like nothing was going to go right for us tonight. You got to hand it to these kids. They never quit. Hung in there right to the very end. The worst thing could happen, you know, we think we're going to have a touchdown and we fumble the ball. They never got down. I'm so proud of these kids. I really am. I can't say so much about them. It's just... I just couldn't have a better opportunity to coach these kids.
Sean Hill seemed to do on the field what you could not do from the sidelines. Rally these guys when they had to.
Well, we kept our poise. We hung in there. Just kept fighting like we've been doing all year.
Congratulations. Orange Bowl is a great possibility, Coach.
It should be. We're looking forward to being in the BCS. I told them I never played in the Orange Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Cotton Bowl, Rose Bowl. We'll see what happens. We're going to be in one of them. I know that.
Enjoy victory number 10. Ron?
Okay, Adrian, now for tonight's monster play of the game. As you might imagine, it came right at the end of the ball game with less than a minute to play. And Sean Hill with all the poise in the world, says, hey, here is Gary, throws it in the corner. It is touchdown, and that's all that Maryland needed to come from behind still again and to win this ball game by final score of 23-19.